A surveillance investigator needs a lot of different pieces of equipment, to be sure. In this video, I will discuss the top 5 surveillance gadgets every private investigator needs. The first and most obvious thing is a surveillance camera like this one. But not just any old video camera will do. Let's go over the top features your surveillance camera needs to have as well. First is the zoom, or rather the optical zoom for the camera. I recommend at the very least that your surveillance camera needs to have 30x optical zoom. 50 to 60x is preferable. Don't pay attention to the digital zoom capabilities. You never want to use digital zoom while doing surveillance. The second is the date and time recording. It is nice if the camera can put a date and time stamp right in the video, but most do not have that feature anymore. What you need then is to ensure it puts the date and the time in the metadata of the video. Then you can use software like IVE to edit the video, and it will embed that date and time in the video for you. Chances are, if you can set the date and the time on the camera, then it will put the date and the time in the metadata for you. The third thing your camera needs to have is good battery life. In fact, here is a quick bonus item you need to make sure you have, and that is extra batteries for your camera. The life of a camera battery will be affected by many things, like how cold it gets, how hot it gets, how long the camera is powered on, and how much video you are shooting. So make sure you have extra batteries with you at all times. The fourth feature for your camera is good storage capacity. I try to use cameras that take micro SD cards, and then, well, I keep extra SD cards with me too. You never know when you'll be going into overtime on surveillance, and when that happens, if your camera storage fills up, well, you are essentially done for the day, and that is a hard one to explain to your client. The fifth feature your camera must have is durability. I don't care how careful you are, your camera will get tossed around and even dropped from time to time. This is a good reason to buy a good quality name brand camera for conducting surveillance. Talking about reliability, here is a quick message from this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. While your primary surveillance camera is easily your #1 gadget needed for doing surveillance, having a good monopod or tripod is almost as important, as this will ensure you can obtain good quality video with as little shake as possible. I prefer to use a tripod, and then I keep the 3 legs together so I can use it as a monopod too. Then, if needed, I can use the tripod to set up for periods when I need to grab a lot of video at a stationary position. A good quality covert camera is also a must-have for any surveillance investigator today. While you could use your cell phone in a pinch, I always recommend having something a little more covert, easier to hide, and something durable enough to withstand the rigors of surveillance. My preference for a covert camera is this, the Lawmate PVIP7W. This camera shoots video at 1080p, has up to 200 minutes of record time, and can place the time date stamp right in the video for you. Now, this camera is actually a case for an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 7. I just use an old used iPhone 6 I got on eBay. I pop it right into it. The camera doesn't need an iPhone to operate. It just makes it look a little more covert. The camera also has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can connect the iPhone or your regular phone directly to it. The Wi-Fi has live view, so you can watch what you're shooting video of right on the screen. The live view also allows you to start and stop the recording, turn on motion detection, sync the date and time to your phone, switch from 1080p to 720p or even WVGA if you need lower quality video to save space, select 30 or 60 frames per second, hide the SSID, and format the SD card. And it is rechargeable and comes with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card too, and can support up to 32 gigabyte micro SD cards. If you are doing a lot of surveillance, you need a DC to AC power inverter. I use one of those emergency jumper boxes that would allow me to jump start my car in an emergency, but it also has 2 AC outlets, so I can plug my camera into it to keep it charged, and I can plug in a laptop too. If I need to use my laptop, I usually unplug it and run the laptop on the internal battery, as running the laptop while it is plugged into the DC to AC converter will drain the converter's batteries quicker. Then, when I am done with the laptop, I plug it back in to get it fully charged up again. My converter also has multiple USB ports on it, so I can use it to keep other gadgets like my phone and covert cameras charged up, and it has one of those lighter style power plugs in it, so I can use it for a DC car fan or other accessories. Did you catch that? I threw in some additional gadgets there for you, a laptop and a DC powered fan for those hot summer days. These are pretty important for any surveillance investigator. Another necessary gadget is a backup camera. Yep, you need 2 surveillance cameras when Murphy's Law kicks in, and it will, I can guarantee it. You need to be prepared. Some private investigators will use the same model as their primary and just switch from one to the other on a regular basis to keep the usage fairly well distributed. I prefer using my primary camera as my primary camera on all cases, but I carry an older one that has much better low light capability. The optical zoom is still pretty high on my secondary camera, but not as high as my primary, and having that added low light or night capability is nice in case I need to switch over as it gets later in the day. And I also recommend having a backup covert camera too. I have the Lawmate PVIP7W as my backup covert camera. I use them interchangeably depending on the circumstances. I carry both with me on surveillance, but I grab the one that makes the most sense when I need one. The keychain fob design keeps this one very covert, and it even sports similar features to the iPhone case covert camera, except it doesn't have a built-in screen. But it does have built-in Wi-Fi and supports live view on your regular cell phone, so you can set it down somewhere and see what you're shooting video of. Having backup devices for all of your gadgets is always a good thing to a certain point. I don't have a backup DC to AC converter, and I don't have a backup laptop. The cost and the size of these devices just do not justify having backups of them. If you want more information on any of my surveillance equipment, I will leave a link down below for my official website where you can see these and other PI gear I have, or you can just visit the official PI Guy website at freeprivateinvestigatortraining.com and click the PI gear link in the top menu. I want to quickly send out a shout out to all of my PI Guy Premium and Plus supporters. Eric Hutchinson, thank you for being a PI Guy Premium supporter for 18 months. And Eric Lewis, thank you, sir, for 8 months as a PI Guy Premium supporter. As well, a thank you to Ivan Weich for his 14 months as a PI Guy Supporter Plus. Here is a video that I made covering all of the features of the Lawmate iPhone 6 case covert camera, so check it out now.